At the moment we're talking probably about 100 cubic metres of water coming down. Now at the moment you've got glacial melt, so you can just start seeing it now. Basically the mountain's just starting to poke out of the cloud, all part of the Southern Alps or the Barrier Range. Basically there's a lot of flat snow sitting up there. That's all sitting on glacial ice, and then at the head of the valley, which we're only looking at the bottom half, the head of the valley has two major glaciers coming in, which is the Dart itself, Dart Glacier, and the Whitburn Glacier. So they're melting this time of the year with a little bit of sun and that. So the river is flowing at a reasonably good level for this time of the year. Some of the colour of the river is from the glacial melt, and that's ground up rock powder that's been trapped in the ice for thousands of years and is being released. But we've also had a big landslip that came into the river this time last year, and since that's happened we get a lot of clay and soil coming in at any time of the year, depending on what's melting or if it's rained or whatever. So that's why it's probably browner than you would normally see it. Normally it would be a grey colour, and it's causing all sorts of things. It's like a thick slurry of concrete coming into the river. It's just, and it actually sets just about like concrete too if it dries up enough. It's horrible stuff. So we're not sure whether we'll ever see the river clear again for quite a few years, I suspect. It's being classed as one of the most active slips in the Southern Alps, so quite a big one. You know, the opposite of this is you came back in the winter and the river might only be running at 8 cubic metres of water a second. That's because the glaciers don't melt anymore, a lot of the side streams are frozen, and normally the river would be crystal clear. So you'll see a couple of clear pools today in the side streams that you go into, and it's still got a greeny blue colour because there's some silt still floating in the water, but that's what we would expect the Dart to look like normally for at least 6 months of the year, but with the slip that's not really happening anymore. You know, any of this fast flow you see is disturbing gravel, so it's actually dragging it from the fast flows and it's going to deposit in the slow moving areas. So that's why we're saying we don't really know what we're doing. Every time we come up here the river's going to have changed a little bit, so you're always just looking at it and working out what's going to happen next.
When you had the rain the other day, would it have been another foot higher?
It came up to, I think it was 350 cubic, so it's twice the volume, and you can see the level there actually. You can see the debris line. You know, and that's nothing. That's 20, 30 times a year we get levels that high, and then once a year, maybe a little bit higher, once every 10 years, you might get one that goes right up onto the grass flats as well. And that's when the whole river will go from one side to the other. Yeah, that's true. And you know, a lot of the waterfalls you're going to see appear and disappear depending on what's melting. You know, you'll get a patch of snow that all of a sudden just starts melting, and the waterfall will come down for a few days. The next thing it dries up again. There are a few permanent ones you see higher up.
I think so. Paradise Shield I'm succeeding today. Oh yeah. Was this that rain last week, or was this glacial?
Oh, it's a bit of both.
A bit of both, yeah.
Lenny Julia.
Oh, dirty boat. Oh, they're going to go down there.
Everybody still comfortable enough?
Yes.
Hatch.
I lost mine.
Oh, did you? You should have yelled out.
Are they gone?
And a bit damp?
2 minutes before.
Yeah, I didn't tell you about